This is a clip of an old video of mine when I started up. However, that's my past self. I'm trying to break the habit of being myself, and also I'm looking at now how you can do it too. Research has said that the cortical midline structure of our brains may contribute to differentiate how we see our past selves. Interesting. But how can we practically do this then? Firstly, self-awareness. Reflect on the aspects of your past self that you want to change, but also reflect on the aspects of yourself that you want to keep. Because if you're building a house, if you're changing, if you're doing, say, for example, a refurbishment in a house, why pay money for all of the things that are just going to be glossy and new when there could be good fixtures and fittings there, underlying plumbing, underlying electrical cables and wire that actually mightn't be as aesthetically pleasing from the outside, but they're fundamentals. They're there to help you. So if your self-awareness was good in the past in some aspects of your life, keep it for sure, because you might be more aware of things that you love doing from a small age of a young boy, young girl, whatever else, other gender you are. And you might want to just keep that within your realm and then build, even break down before building your self-awareness so that you can have a better future self. Next, set clear goals. To define what you want to achieve by breaking free from the past self, that is the part that wasn't serving you. Because at the end of it all, we really want to be served, don't we? We want to have a beneficial time now and into the future. So having clear goals will give you the direction in order to go ahead with that. You more than likely will have beliefs that are set. And when you are probably a late teen, early 20s, getting out of school, going into college, or getting out in the big bad world, or starting off a job or in a business or whatever, your beliefs were already challenged back then. And around that time, you're more flexible in many ways because your brain is still being molded to the adult that you're going to become in general. So you might have tried a few things. You might have tried to dress up differently or put on makeup or change your hair color or something like that was seen as being drastic from your own teenage personality. When you get a little bit older, it might be a little bit difficult, challenging even, to change those challenged beliefs. But challenge yourself. Question the beliefs and the assumptions that have been holding you back, because not everything that we believe individually or collectively is to our benefit. We are trying to benefit ourselves here. So ask yourselves, are they still valid beliefs? Because they might change over time. If things have changed with regard to the external, then maybe how you see yourself in the internal might change as well. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you become more aware of the thoughts and reactions. So what is the benefit then of being aware of your thoughts and reactions? Well, the benefit is that if you can stand away from yourself, theoretically, be objective. Say if you went on top of a big hill and you looked down on yourself and you could see the road ahead, the road behind. Well, then you're very objective. You can see where you are turning and twisting and doing things incorrectly. You want to just probably scream at the top of your voice if you are at the top of that hill to tell yourself, hey, don't take that turn. Go straight on. Continue. I can see what's up ahead. Avoid going to the right. Avoid going to the left. You'll double back to doing a past error, for example. By having that mindfulness, it pulls away from the cognitive thoughts that you have, that you've already framed in your mind, and it allows you that kind of space to see things more objectively, like as if you're on the top of the hill. Be positive with your self-talk. Of course, being positive with others around you is numero uno for sure, but being positive with your self-talk, because the times of the day and night where you're alone, and there are many, going to the toilet, having showers, a bath, right before going to sleep, waking up, these kind of things, these are the times where you can really hammer home positive self-talk messages towards yourself, rather than just taking up a device and scrolling and looking at mindless stuff. Take that opportunity during those times to replace negative self-talk with positive and empowering affirmations. Now, this is an educational video. rather than me putting out self-talk affirmations to you. You can use a time where those would-be affirmations would be there, and instead, after this video, you can start using those little gaps in the day or night where you can throw out that positive self-talk so you can encourage and support yourself as you work on changing and developing. The next thing is visualizing your future self. The self-talk affirmations are wonderful. If you can also feel the other sense of the visual sense, and I'm not like speaking about seeing with your eyes open like we are now. I'm talking about closing your eyes and actually seeing the picture of the future self, where you want to be with regard to all of this. And imagine, use the power of imagination. Lots of our brain is not utilized. I could go on and on about this, but briefly, a lot of our brain goes down the route of education, and it's fantastic to allow us to think more independently, to think in a way where we can analyze things, and that's fantastic, and plan for the future. But if we can imagine, there's a whole other section of our brain that's underutilized, and it's not being taught generally in schools. And so we need to use that part of the brain, otherwise it's dormant. Like if we had a left foot and a right foot, and we only use one foot, the other one's dormant, it's left there for no reason. We can see that we both need the two of them in harmony. So balance yourself by imagination to visualize your future self. So this is the person you want to become and who you can become. Of course, be realistic from the outset cognitively. You sit yourself down and go, look, realistically, am I going to be an NBA basketball star? In my case, I'm too old, and although I love basketball and I played it from the lockdown on only with myself because I was alone, I didn't do it when I was younger. So I have to be realistic, my age, where I'm from, and so on and so forth. But once you are, there's huge opportunity out there to do things for sure. Change habits. Replace old habits with new positive ones and consistently practice these new behaviors. This will then carve out your new identity. Now, this might sound like a huge task, a huge thing to do, and it might be, oh gosh, I'm not motivated to do this. I can't. I want it done. I want to pay somebody to do it. Fair enough. But if you actually work on yourself, you're creating habits which automatically, that's the word, automatically become behaviors, which is more solid. And that's your behavior. That's what you do. That becomes your subconscious behavior, which means that even if you turned off the switch, if you had a switch side of your head or the back of your head, with regard to being present and cognitively thinking in the present conscious moment, you could turn that off, then you would go on autopilot and be able to have these new consistent changed habits, behaviors that are guiding you. Surround then yourself with positivity. I mentioned positive affirmations. These are the gaps during the day when you're on your own. What about all the times where you can choose to be with other people? Are we lazy? Are we sitting down on a sofa doing nothing, watching TV, endless mindless stuff online, when that's time where we can get in a car, hop on our bike, do whatever, and meet new people? I'm not saying all those people will be new, but at least if you go to your communities, go to the areas you know, go to places that are free, start knocking out places and opportunities, and then seeing, well, where else can I go? How else can I do this? Maybe you need to go online. Maybe you need to pay for something to go to some club or something, and that's cool too. But if you surround yourself with these positive people, then you're surrounding yourself with people who will support you in the long run. Because if you have the same idealistic future self reckoning, you're trying to crush the past self, you want to better yourself. And if you're actively doing this thing, if you're going out of your comfort zone, certainly people will respect that. Not everybody, but these are the positive ones that will. And it only takes one person in order to do that, that will grasp what you're trying to do and go, I admire that. I really, truly admire that. Learn from your mistakes. It's a mistake, perhaps, to do one thing and then to do it over again. It's massive. Most people, lots of people don't learn from their mistakes. They put their heads in the sand and they're like, what's the point? Like, just automatically do this. This is my behavior. Yes, it is, but it's going to put you absolutely in no good state in the future. By learning from your mistakes, by admitting when you're wrong, by admitting you can do better for yourself, you're respecting yourself a bit more as well, and you're demanding more of yourself. If you demand, you will fail twice, 3 times, many, many more times. But that one time when you were successful in your own mind for what you wanted and intended to do, you'll be so happy with yourself. That is a firm building block. And you can go further down the line and be positive after that. My friend, is it for now. Hope you have enjoyed the little video and that it helps you somewhat so that you can go from past self to the future self. If you want to go from the past to the future consistently with me, you can subscribe, hit that button somewhere on the screen, and I'll produce more like this. If not, no problem. You got this far in the video. I'm delighted that you've done that. Shoot me a message, comment, whatever else. Like, share, who knows. But subscribe and you will get more. Until next time though, for sure, enjoy. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.